You can. I
I love this pillow. I'm like just so cozy in this little corner right now. I feel like I'm having a slumber party with you guys. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name is Allie Marshall. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for stumbling by my channel and watching this review. I'm so excited that you're here. And today I'm going to be talking about Jouer Cosmetics and a few other products that I got at IMATS at the Jouer booth and what I think about them. Just a little addition. To get into my Jouer review, please make sure to like and subscribe right here. You can click literally right here. I really appreciate it. Seeing your likes and seeing your subscribes makes me know that I'm doing something right. And if you like something or want me to review something, please let me know in the comments below because I love hearing from you guys. So just a little bit about me before we start this foundation review. My skin is so dry. I've been combating dryness for almost all my life and also eczema, which is so annoying. I have such a hard time finding a foundation that really works and that I really truly love. Everything seems to patch a little bit on my dryness around my mouth and my nose area, and it's just so frustrating. So if you have dry skin, I feel you. This is a review for you, and if you don't have dry skin, this might work perfectly for you. So I got my Jouer foundation on my trip to IMATS. It's one of my top spots to hit on my IMATS journey just because I so wanted to try out their foundation, just because they had extended their shade range, I believe from 15 to 30, so a huge extension for fairer skin and for darker skin, which was awesome. All inclusivity that is so awesome. I love to support brands that do that. I ended up actually using, before I went, their color match program online, and the funny thing is, and the amazing thing is it actually worked beautifully. So the color that they matched me with online was actually the perfect shade of when I got color matched in IMATS. So I would probably say that you're probably okay using their color matcher online. I had great luck with it. My color was perfect when I got. And this is what the foundation looks like on the skin. And here is a closer view of the foundation on the skin. So anyways, let's get back into the nitty-gritty of this foundation. So I have pretty mixed feelings about this foundation. I've had this foundation really work on my skin and I've had it go horribly wrong. So I say it's all about the prep. Over the past few weeks, I've been really playing with this foundation, seeing what worked and what didn't. And for my dry skin, I realized that this foundation needs a lot to make it work. I personally found this foundation far too dry on its own and far too matte. With just one pump, this covered way more than everything. It really is full coverage. You really don't even need one full pump. It is a lot and it will literally cover your face in this thick layer, so go slow. It should last you a while, even though there is less fluid ounces than a normal foundation. I believe most high-end foundations around this price range, this goes for $35, are usually 1 fluid ounce, and this is 0.68 fluid ounces. So that's definitely something to consider. Even though it never really felt heavy on my skin, it did dry to a very dry, cracky finish on places on my skin that weren't dry, like are not naturally dry. It ended up sinking into so many nooks and crannies and this dry places I didn't even know existed, and it became like almost sandy looking. It looked so dusty and dry. It was so horrible. Even when I used my Too Faced Hydrating Hangover Primer, it did not work. It was way too dry, which I was kind of surprised by because the Hangover is so nice and moisturizing. It was such a surprise, so it really depends a lot on how you prep the skin for this stuff. Also, when I went to IMATS, I ended up getting a great deal on the Jouer foundation brush, and I ended up getting a package deal where the foundation, which retails for about $35, and the brush, which retails for about $24, were, I believe, $40 together. So that comes out to about a 67% off discount, which I thought was amazing, and I had to grab it. And since it was so soft and so beautiful, I had to grab it. So here's a close-up on the brush. You can see it looks like a lot like an artiste brush, nice and soft and very, very dense. The handle is plastic, but it feels nice and sturdy. Let me just tell you one really quick thing about this brush. I have yet to figure out what works with this thing. I was so in love with this brush when I first felt it, and I like still love touching it right now, but I can't find one thing that works with this brush, and I am so disappointed. I loved how the tip was kind of pointed and the base was nice and round for really getting in to your face area and up into the eye area and really blending it out, but this thing just smears foundation around like nobody's business. It is unbelievable. I ended up finding this brush to just pull foundation away instead of really rubbing it into the skin, creating these horrible streaks. I could not find a way to get this to work. I hope you can see in this video right here about how it pulls away from the skin and doesn't rub it in. You can kind of see the lines that the brush is creating in the foundation, which I don't know where it's creating these lines. I mean, the brush is so smooth and there are no like ridges in it, so I have no idea how this happened, or I honestly am baffled by this. It just makes the most insane streaks with the Jouer foundation, and I've tried it with a few others and I have yet to find something that works with this. I've tried other primers, I've tried concealers, I've tried foundations, and nothing has worked with this, and it is so disappointing. I'm going to continue to play with this guy and see if I can get something to work with it, because I bought it, it's mine, I can't take it back. I still have hope for this guy just because it is so soft and so beautiful and just like such a cute little addition. So I will let you guys know if anything works with this guy, but so far it's a little bit of a disappointment. The interesting thing about this foundation is it doesn't work and then it does. So it's a little bit of a patience game. I found that moisturizing heavily before, like washing your face, then moisturizing in multiple different layers, and then using a facial oil helped a lot with making this work for my dry skin. Granted, the foundation was no longer full coverage. I would say it's more of a medium coverage when using the facial oil just because it dilutes it just slightly, but it has a nice radiant glow and a good health to it. It sat far better on my skin when using these products. I've been using this Physicians Formula Organic Wear Bright Booster Oil Elixir for my facial oil recently, and I've been really liking it for its price point. Price point is fairly budget friendly. I believe this goes for about $15, which is pretty good for a face oil actually. I believe for a while I was using the Tarte Maricula oil, something like that, and it goes for $40 for about the same amount, which is unbelievable. So I think this is a really nice option for those of you who are looking for a budget-friendly facial oil. I did find that using a beauty sponge for applying this foundation was the best way to go about it. I just couldn't find a way with a brush to make it not streak-free, which is a little bit frustrating. I also found that this foundation dries down very quickly, so work in sections for sure. When setting my foundation with setting powder, that it did get dry a little bit around my normal dry areas, like around my mouth and my nose. I'm going to experiment with a few other setting powders to see if something works a little bit better than the ones I have now, like maybe the Becca Hydra Refresh one might work with my dry skin. But all of you dry skin people, let me know what setting powders you guys use in the comments below. I need to know. I want to try so many out so badly. That's kind of the new thing I really want to test out and find my holy grail. I'm kind of in the market and in between setting powders right now, so let me know. It seems though after about 15 to 30 minutes of applying the setting powder on my foundation that everything began to melt together just with the heat of my face. Then it started to look really, really beautiful and set really gorgeously on the skin, and it just kind of melted and looked so healthy. So it kind of seems like patience is the key with this foundation. It is not a lazy girl beauty hack at all. It is a wait and get good results thing. So I ended up reading some reviews on the Jouer Cosmetics website just because I was very interested to see if anybody had the same experience. It seemed like a few other people had the same experience as I did. I read a few reviews where people at first thought it was a little too dry for them, and then while it sat onto the skin, it became better and melted into the skin. So it might just be the way this foundation works. So I think my final consensus on this foundation is that it's good. It just takes a lot of extra prep work and a lot of work to make this really work for my dry skin. Even then, after all the prep and all of the extra moisture, there is still a little dryness. It may be because of my setting powder doesn't quite work with it, I'm not quite sure. But there is, I can see, you know, just a little bit of dryness in my regular dry areas. But That's not very uncommon for me. It does mix together with all my other makeup really well. So when it's really set and done, it is a gorgeous foundation, but it takes a lot of work. It's not just an apply and go type thing. So I would say it's worth a try if you're looking for a full coverage foundation for oily skin. It might work so well for you, but for dry skin, it takes a lot of extra work, but it does have a great shade range. So I think it's worth it. Really hard for me to find the right skin tone, especially since I'm pale, but I have a very yellow undertone to my skin. So this was a great catch, mostly because very fair foundations end up being very, very pink on me. So it was a good catch, and I am glad that I got this just because it is the right skin tone and the right like undertone for me. So it's worth having in my arsenal. So we also have a added bonus of 2 other Jouer products. At IMATS, I received one of their glitter lip toppers in Saint Tropez, and I also received their kitten liner. And I've kind of been sampling these for the past few weeks as well. The liner is a felt tip liner, which is usually not my favorite, but I was really excited to try a different brand. At first, it was a beautiful black matte liner, but it ended up catching on all of my eyeshadow, and it was so incredibly difficult to get that perfect wing. And since I'm always wearing an eyeliner with a wing, it was so frustrating to do the whole eye, and that was very easy around the eye. I say that this would be best as just this little simple black line across the top of the eye, but to get that wing, it took forever, and I ended up going in with my NYX matte black liquid liner. I say for a liner look, it's nice, like a very simple black line, but for wings, it is almost impossible. And if you're looking to do it over an eyeshadow, it messes up the entire liner, which I'm not quite sure why I would ever use this then if I can only use it without eyeshadow. The other day, to celebrate kind of the end of my finals, I went out to a bar and came back and realized that it had smeared all up in here, which I feel like is the most frustrating thing to see when you get home. You're like, how long have I looked like this? And it says it's long lasting, and it is not. I can wipe it off in a second, and you know, my NYX matte black liquid liner, I have to like, you know, really scrub. I know I'm not supposed to, but like, you know, get in there and stuff like that. So this was a complete fail for me, which was super upsetting because I always love a matte black liner. Other thing that I got at the Jouer booth was this liquid glitter topper in Saint Tropez, and it smells literally. I'm not a sweet lip gloss smell like person, but it is like caramel vanilla cake. It is like the most delicious smell. You can, I like literally am so in love with this. It doesn't smell artificial. It just smells like vanilla cake batter. It smells so good. By itself, just on plain lips, I find the glitter to be just a little too chunky. It actually, to me, kind of looks like I just like ate a sandwich and there's a bunch of crumbs all over my lips. I'm actually going to apply a little bit more so you guys can really see. But really up close, I'm not a huge fan on how it looks. I think from far away, it looks good, but up close, I think it just looks too chunky and too glittery, and it does give a nice sheen, as you can kind of see here, but I can feel the little specks of glitter on my lips, like little pieces of plastic, and it's kind of uncomfortable. And when you look up close in the mirror, you can see all those little chunks and stuff like that. It's not a fine glitter, or it's not like a cute chunk glitter. It's just kind of chunky. It looks like crumbs. Like, I'm not joking. It looks like crumbs. Just so upsetting. Maybe I just need a different color or something like that. But let me know what you guys think. Have you guys tried this? Do you guys think the same thing? Am I doing it wrong? Let me know in the comments below. It's not sticky. It's not like overly glossy, but would I go and spend, I believe it's $24 on this? No. So that's my personal opinion. If you guys love it, please let me know what you guys think about it down below. But for me, this is a no-go. Save your money. Anyways, I hope you guys found this review really helpful, especially for all you dry skin beauty lovers out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Love you.